Jambo everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we dive into the deep heart of Kenya, exploring an unexpected wave of protests that rocked the nation in 2020. These weren't your typical political rallies, they were a powerful expression of the youth frustration, a generation demanding change. We'll examine the triggers, the brutal crackdown, and the lasting impact on these demonstrations.
Correspondent Mercy Juma. Mercy, thank you for joining us on the program. You've been tracking today's protests there in the capital. How big are they, and what are demonstrators calling for?
Indeed, Catherine, I'm just right outside Parliament buildings now, and just a few meters behind me is the President's office, and this is the next stop that the protesters have been. They're just moving up towards the main area into the CBD, going further into Nairobi City, and they have been at this for the last about 1.5 hours. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of women. There are men that are supporting the women, and their call is just that they want people, men, to stop killing women.
Everywhere in the world, people are fighting for freedom. Nobody knows what is right.
It all started with a seemingly simple issue, a proposed finance bill. This bill designed to increase taxes on essential goods and services ignited firestorm and outrage partially among the youth. The proposed tax on bread, cooking oil, sanitary products, and even mobile money transferring was seen directly attack on already struggling Kenyans. But this wasn't just about taxes. The protest, largely initiated by organized largely on social media platforms like TikTok, X, quickly transcended the initial tax and became the powerful symbol of a broader discontent. High unemployment, rampant corruption, and perceived lack of government accountability. A deep-seated frustration with the political establishment, the hashtag Reject the Finance Bill went viral and mobilizing even millions of young Kenyans.
Unaitwa nani? Na huyo mwingine? Ofisa, usipige mtu kofi hivyo. Nini bana? Fanya kazi yako wewe. Hata wewe ndakuondoa hapa saa hii. Toka ni bana. Wewe mnaitwa nani?
Yo, unaitwa nani mmepigwa kofi?
Unaitwa nani mmepigwa? Unaitwa nani?
Sema jina yako.
Naitwa Roger Stindi. Roger Stindi.
Yes.
Na wewe?
Nimepiga kofi na ule pale.
Na wewe tulikuwa na yeye man.
What followed was a shocking display of state violence. Kenyan security forces responded to a largely peaceful protest with excessive force, using tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets, and tragically, live ammunition. The BBC, amongst the other news, identified specific security personnel involved in shooting, raising serious questions about the accountability and the rule of law. Reports from Human Rights Watchdog Amnesty International documented dozens of deaths and hundreds of injuries, including many children. The storming of Parliament on June 25 marked a turning point with parts of the building set ablaze.
Well, we were with the protesters from 9 a.m. this morning, and all of them were chanting the same thing. and pushing the same hashtag they've been pushing on social media, end femicide in Kenya, stop killing our women. And as the day progressed, also saying we are peaceful protesters. They were saying that because the police kept shooting out tear gas whenever protesters would gather, and this kept going on throughout the day. We saw people being arrested, and when we asked some of the police officers why they were arresting some of the people, they did not have an answer. We also saw the head of Amnesty being arrested as well, but later on being released. And many of them are saying that they are outraged at the fact that there've been a rise of femicide cases in the country. This is the second time that the Kenyans have
The government response was inconsistent. Initially, President Ruto dismissed the protest as a criminal act, but the sheer scale of intense and demonstration forced a change in the strategy. The finance bill was eventually withdrawn and the cabinet reshuffle was announced, including the incorporation of the position figures. However, these concessions did a little sequence the anger and the ideally issue remained unresolved. The protests continued evolving in broader movement demanding a systematic change and President Ruto resignation.
Fabian Ochieng,
Victor Ochieng Bonyo,
Gayo Ahom, Benjamin Moura, James Ochieng Wanabu,
Ian Obongo, Cosmos Gedens,
Emmanuel Baraka Ongao.
People power!
Wow.
People power!
Wow.
We have been abducted by the police and their brothers to Central Police Station in Nairobi. We pray and we hope that they will not disappear us into forests, rivers, and the forests. After this, what next? After this,
Wakenya mko njaa? Tuko njaa. Wakenya mko njaa? Tuko njaa. Niko njaa. Hata siwezi karanga. Uwe hae, shagala bagala.
Kenyan protests were unique in several ways. They were largely youth-led and organized, mobilized through social media and cut across traditional ethnic and political divides. This unprecedented level of mobilization demonstrated the power of digital activism and growing delusion of generation facing bleak economic prospects. The protests also highlighted the deep-seated issue within Kenyan society, including economical inequality, corruption, and lack of trust in government institutions.
Bwana Usies, wacha kutoroka wananchi bwana. Wacha kunitoroka mimi nakuita kama Mkenya mwenzako. Uniambie unanipiga tear gas nimefanya nini?
Tumefanya nini? Tumepigwa tear gas. What have we done?
The long-term consequences of these protests are still unfolding. While the immediate trigger of the finance bill was addressed, the underlying issue of economical equality, corruption, and police brutality remain. The lack of accountability for the violence committed by the security forces is a major concern, and the government commitment to a meaningful reform remains to be seated. The protests have, however, unably shifted the political landscape, highlighting the power of youth mobilization and the need of systematic change in Kenya. Kenyan protests serve as a stark reminder in the importance of addressing social economical grievances and ensuring accountability for state violence. This also highlights the potential of youth-led movement to drive significant political social change. The events in Kenya have resonated across the African continent, aspiring similar movements in countries gripping with similar changes. What are your thoughts on the Kenyan protests? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more insightful content. Asante sana, and until next time, peace.